Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CSTV. I'm your host, Kathleen Igal Toto, Madam CS, and this is The Striker. Stay tuned and have it all and roll. The Striker today, we are going to look at the politics that played at Moses Wetangula's mother's burial in Bungoma County. And the burial was attended by the president and his supporters. There was a lot of people accompanying the president, and also those who went to give actually Moses Masika Wetangula condolences, and his brother Tim Wanyonyi for losing their mother. However, the burial turned out to be a political battleground where the president seemed to be lonely, and I'll explain why the president was lonely. His deputy president, that is Kithure Kindiki, was missing again after rumors that actually everything is not rosy on the house on the hill. We also saw the former deputy president did not attend. In Kenya, regardless of the political issues and the political divides, death normally brings people together. So I anticipated actually Rigathi Gachagua to be among the people attending the burial. And I also anticipated the current deputy president actually to be among the people actually there attending the burial, now that actually the president was attending. But he did not attend, nor did he write anything in terms of Twitter, sending condolences to the Speaker of the National Assembly. I meant to understand maybe did it when the death occurred. But as of today, he didn't write anything. Again, there was also Natembeya became the man of today. He became a lonely fighter also in that funeral. And he received a lot of backlash from the likes of Atwoli, Kimani Chungwa, and he was even called a murderer. At the same time, Moses Wetangula himself actually had to lecture in Natembeya over the remarks that he made. And it was more of a political fiasco actually. Before we dive into this discussion, kindly, if you are new to this channel, welcome home, karibu nyumbani. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment on our videos. Turn on the notification bell so that the next time we're uploading a video, YouTube will automatically notify you. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. When you are maana sana, kindly remember to comment, like, and share on our videos. Tell us on the next theme that you want us to analyze. Thank you so much for those who have sent us their super thank you. Thank you so much for those who have joined our channel as contributors and as members. And a shout out to James Makori for being our top fan. Thank you so much. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, now allow me to dive in. In Kenya, politicians can take politics even in the middle of morning. And actually, that's what actually happened at Moses Wetangula's mother's burial. I had an opportunity actually to listen and to follow the events at the funeral. And I realized actually what played there a lot was politics. Now, number one, Natembeya was the man of today. He was the man of today because of all the people who actually stood to speak, it's only Natembeya who told the president that actually the abductions have to end. And they reminded the president that, Mr. President, that even in the WhatsApp groups they are, out of 10 comments, 8 hukua matusi. And whether hii matusi will stop or not, these children should not be abducted. So Natembeya literally told the president, this thing is within your power. Mr. President, you have to handle it. We normally talk about lawyers not knowing who is their kingpin, because of the so many sub-tribes and of the division. There are those ones who follow Mudavadi, and then there are those ones who are behind Wetangula, and then there's the Kakamega side with Wycliffe Obaranya. But as things are, honestly, I just feel like Natembeya is one of the key spokespeople from the Luya nation. And literally, if you listen with what the lawyers are speaking on the ground, it's like they have Natembeya 100%. So I don't know what percent they have for for Moses Wetangula, but the truth of the matter is popularity is actually going down. So Natembeya had to stand up. As a man he had to tell the president things are not on the right. And you can be sure that that resonated with so many Kenyans actually, because no parent will want his or her own child to be done what? To be abducted, especially when we cannot control them actually on the social media on what they do. But these remarks by Natembeya did not sit well with the Kenya Kwanza soldiers, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah and the likes of who? Atuoli. Of course, let's start with Atuoli. We know Atuoli is that person who moves with the wave. You remember in 2022, he was in Asimio. But the moment President Ruto won, he was the first person to do what? To join President Ruto in the government. Even this Moses Wetangula, there's a time actually, Atuoli was saying that Moses Wetangula will run everywhere and he will have nowhere to hide. You understand? But the moment UDA won the government, he was the first person to say Ruto is a very intelligent person. So, from Atuoli, actually came and said that the people are talking about abduction. He knows that people are not being abducted. People are faking abductions so that they can be able to receive money from international organizations like Amnesty International. One could wonder actually, how has power entered people that they cannot be able to see other side of humanity? You know, these videos going around, CCTV cameras capturing people being abducted, and then we have Atuoli saying that people are faking the abduction so that they can be given money by the Amnesty International. Amnesty International tell us, how much money are you giving people to people who have been abducted? Maybe Atuoli should actually come out and tell us more. You understand? But for me, for Atuoli, I just look at him like that's somebody who just moves with the political wave, simply because of his position. As the person who is responsible for Kotu, actually, he has to work always with the government of today for him to be relevant. And I'm meant to understand actually that is what is informing his sometimes reckless utterances, and so long as is just to speak something to please the government of today. Then another person who backlashed actually Natembeya was Kimani Ichung'wah. For me, from where I stand, I just feel Kimani Ichung'wah is one bitter person and actually is really spitting fire, and he doesn't want anything wrong to be said about, or anything bad to be said about the Kenya Kwanza government. Imagine Kimani Ichung'wah was in Western Kenya. That is not his region. It was not in Mount Kenya. But he really lectured Natembeya, telling him, Natembeya, shame on you. You were the regional security commander when actually people's bodies were being found at Livayala. You are the person who evicted people from Mau killing people. It is your previous regime that was killing people in this country, the one you were working in. So you don't have a right to come and lecture and tell the president anything to do with abductions. He even went ahead and told Natembeya that his friend, the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, is the one organizing the abductions, and they know, and they will expose them. So literally, according to Kimani Ichung'wah, there's nothing wrong with the ongoing abductions, and everything possible has to be done to protect the Kenya Kwanza government, that it is not the one that is actually abducting. You can imagine how people easily forget. They normally say the government normally swallow its own people. I think or eat its own people. I think Rigathi Gachagua is one of the victims of a government eating its own people. And I don't think that actually Kimani Ichung'wah looks at politics in the future. It just deals with politics around at that particular moment. And honestly, he lectured Natembeya so much, and he reminded Natembeya that he's a murderer. He should be very shameful to lecture somebody about, you know, abduction, the current abductions. Yet, during his time, bodies were being found at Yala. As to whether actually Natembeya was responsible for those bodies, I cannot be able to ascertain actually. But, do you think it was right for Kimani Ichung'wah and Atuoli actually Francis to lecture Natembeya at the funeral like that when he raised the issue of abduction? Then came Moses Masika Wetangula, who had lost his own mother actually. He also came out fireplacing, lecturing in Natembeya. Number one, I think two things played, all informed why Moses Masika Wetangula lectured in Natembeya. Of course, Natembeya did say that there's a time he sent some money to the Masika Wetangula's parents. I think from him, he was talking from the aspect like they were friends, they were not enemies, or like he knew the parents, etc. But Moses Masika Wetangula took it personal. I think number one, he felt shame that another person sent money to his parents, you know, and they came out and said him and his brother Tim Wanyonyi have the capacity and ability to support their parents. For somebody to come and claim that he has sent money to his parents, where he sent them 2,000 to buy sukali, which they did not ask for, it is very wrong, it is very shameful, it's uncalled for. So Wetangula seemed to be very, very much annoyed about it. And from where I stand, number one, he felt ashamed that, you know, the way they are very affluent, etc., that somebody else could be able to support his parents. Number two, I think it has to do with the Luya kingship in terms of politics. Moses Masika Wetangula feels like Natembeya is overdoing him or is dethroning him. You know, for a long time, the Pukusu side actually has been like, Wetangula is the kingpin. Now, the ground is all about Natembeya. And from where I stand, I just feel like, honestly, Wetangula feels threatened that Natembeya is dethroning him. So any slight opportunity he gets actually to lecture him and defame him, he can always use it. It doesn't matter whether it is even their parents' burial. Politics is politics. Now, finally, the president seemed to be a very lonely person in that particular funeral. Two people were missing in that funeral. Number one, the former deputy president. I anticipated that actually he could attend the burial, because in Kenya, what brings politicians together most of the time are the burials actually. That is the time they call each other my brother. But I didn't see actually Rigathi Gachagua there. And from where I stand actually, I just feel Rigathi Gachagua did not want to go and be lectured by Kimani Ichung'wah and the likes of Atuola and Kimani Ichung'wah. Can you imagine if Kimani Ichung'wah could lecture Natembeya in his own region, what could have happened to the former deputy president? It could have been worse, it could have been killed. So I'm meant to understand that, number one, the former deputy president was like, I don't want to go there and be lectured. Number two, he didn't want to share a platform with President Ruto, because where they have had to share a platform, the scenes have not been so nice. He's been kind of sidelined. Now, I just felt like he knows that even it is Moses Masika Wetangula who actually used to impeach him. So I'm like, he was like, I don't want to go there. Actually, in any case, they even dethroned me. So that's why actually I feel he did not attend. As to the current deputy president, of course, he has been missing in public events, especially where the president is attending. And from where I understand, actually now, I'm starting to internalize and actually agree with the fact that that harassment that has been going on, that he was harassed in State House, might be very, very true. And therefore, he felt like, I don't want to go there, number one, and receive the cold treatment from the juniors who keep on, you know, lecturing people. The other day, you even saw how Kimani Ichung'wah was saying that he has escorted the president. Yet, he was with the deputy president together with the president. So, instead of saying, I accompanied the deputy president to escort the president outside the country, he said, I had a privilege to see off. Like, he put the deputy president aside. So, I think such a kind of, you know, demotion and look down by juniors is, I think it's one thing that made Professor Kithure Kindiki not to attend that service. Remember, there's a time I told you that President Ruto has to make Kimani Ichung'wah more powerful than Kithure Kindiki. I think actually that's what President Ruto has done. Number two, I'm also meant to understand Kithure Kindiki, being a professor and the calm guy he is, he couldn't want to go there and be part of, you know, the fiasco and the politics and the abuse that happened there. Now that he's gone around with these people for some time and he knows actually what they are capable of doing and not doing, I think he just felt like, let me not do what? Let me not go. So those are my opinions. But my question is, do you think the president is a lonely man? You know, he did say that, you know, it was lonely when Rigathi Gachagua was his deputy. Now again, we are seeing him lonely. Do you think actually he's lonely? Do you think he needs the deputy around him all the time? And number two, do you think actually Kimani Ichung'wah had the right to lecture Natembeya the way they did together with Atwoli in during the funeral service at Wetangula's home? Let me know your opinion in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Keep subscribing, liking, sharing, and also send us your super thanks. Thank you so much for those ones who are sending. We really appreciate it.